What's up, people? I haven't made a video in a while. So I had plans today and then I changed my plans. Last week, things changed and everything I was going to do today, I was going to also do it last week, but I had to be in LA on Monday instead of Wednesday. So I had to drop what I was doing, get on the plane and go. So I did that, was there all week, came back for the weekend. My plan for this weekend was to change the oil in the Porsche, do the lowering springs, the upper strut mounts, and I also ordered control arms. Actually, let me show you all that. So in this big box here, this big mess, I have this out of the way. We've got oil, we've got boots, we've got, these are inner tie rod ends. Let's see if I can open this real quick. I didn't plan this. This is completely unscripted, so sorry if I'm not organized. So there's your outer tie rod ends, which I've replaced in the past. I think they're fine. I don't need to replace them. I've got inner tie rod ends. See right there? They're greased already. We've got lower control arms. And we have tuning forks. I ordered the kit because I had already ordered that in the past, and with FCP Euro, you get warranty for life. The one thing I did find that was different, I'll show you. So on the rear, so this piece here is Teflon. It is a Teflon insert. And this piece is steel, and this is aluminum. Now, this is not Porsche. This is Melee, however you say it. So I think on my car, this centerpiece moves too easily. And that's why I'm replacing this. I think the ball joint end is fine. I also think I've messed with it enough that maybe the bushing in here might be a little bit messed up because we've done many things to the suspension. Since I replaced the suspension, I replaced the shocks with the same control arms that are on there. I replaced the control arms a while ago, but I also have replaced the shocks. We did the CV axle, the front differential seals, changed the springs back. So that's like 3 or 4 different events on those lower control arms that at any of those given times we could have probably torn or messed up a bushing, which I think we probably did. Not tore it completely, but probably could be in better shape. That's why I ordered those. My plan was to install all of that. But as you can see, I have my new jack on here and we're doing an oil change. The oil is still draining. It's been a while, so that's why I'm not done with the oil change. It should have been done already, but the oil is still draining. So I'm letting it finish draining, and then it get to where it gets little drips, and then I'll fill it. For the Passat, I found something. I was not content with not knowing what the hell's wrong with the car, so I went and got a compression tester. I've checked all the torque on all the bolts on the intake manifold and everything, and on cylinder number 1, it had lower compression than the others. Now, if I held the key in and kept the starter, kept going, it would build pressure. I did it on all of them, and 2, 3, and 4 were all about the same pressure. Number 1 was about 5 or 10 psi if I held the key. At just startup and running, it was much lower than the others. And when I was doing it with a pressure tester, you could hear a bypass of the air. You could hear the air going around the little hole where the spark plug goes. You can't hear that air bypassing when you have the spark plug in or when it's running, but with the tester in, you can clearly hear as it's doing its cycle, its 4-stroke cycle, you can hear it going poof, 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 and blowing air past where the spark plug sits. So I think that spark plug hole has either become larger or is not perfectly round anymore, or there might be just a hole in the top of that head. But with the spark plug installed, with everything put together, the engine purrs and runs and drives normal. The only issue is at idle, and only at idle, you get a little misfire. You barely feel it in the car, but you see the check engine light flashing, and I can clear the check engine light. You'll get 2 drives and it comes right back on. And you scan it and it says the same thing all the time, misfire. So honestly, what I think, it needs a new head. It needs a rebuilt head or a new head. It's not worth it. The car is not even worth the cost of the head. The head, complete head from FCP Euro, I think is like just under $6,000. Yes, I can do it. It's not a big deal. But at this point, I think we just drive the car till it dies. We don't mess with it. We don't put any more money into it unless it's like a drivability or safety issue. I think we just keep driving. The engine is smooth. The gas mileage is smooth. It purrs. It drives fine. We just use it to get groceries, and it's our beater car. So we're just gonna keep driving it until it dies. And who knows? It may never die. It may just have a check engine light on for the rest of its life. It may never die. The car has been pretty good. So we're gonna leave it alone and not put any more money into it. Now, today is Sunday when I'm recording this video. I need to be in LA by Monday night. So that's the other reason I'm not installing any of this stuff here. That's why we are just changing the oil, and then we're gonna go. Now, yes, I want to see the car sit a little lower, and I want to change the control arms, but the other part of this is I can still do this. I've done this in the past. It's not super hard. It's very easy to change the control arms. Porsche 911s are very modular cars, so I can change all the control arms, the coil, the shocks, all that stuff in a few hours. The problem is you then need an alignment. No one has appointments available for alignment tomorrow. There's a few places that say, and I've taken it to them, that say, just drop your car off in the morning. They'll get to it by that afternoon. They'll be done. And the one place I'm thinking in mind that's in downtown that I use a lot has done that for me. Actually, I've dropped the car off and they call me like 2 hours later, and I'm like, I should have just stayed and waited. But here's the what if? What if they're not done? What if they mess something up and then I can't take the car and I need to be in California tomorrow night? So I can't take the chance of playing the what if game. So I'm gonna have to. So I'm just gonna change the oil. The way the car runs and drives is fine. I do have a little bit of slop in those lower control arms, but it's not unsafe. It's not dangerous. The steering is perfectly straight. The car does not wander, so I can live with it. I'm gonna leave the car as is. Head to Cali. Go do what I gotta do for work for the next week or so. Next week, well, basically Christmas, if everything works out, that's when we'll change all the control arms and get in alignment and get all that stuff done. That's the plan. That's my update. Sorry to keep you guys hanging. Trust me, I'm not intentionally trying to keep you hanging. I'm not trying to drag this out for clickbait. I'm not trying to make you hold on and just build momentum or build anxiety or whatever you want to call it. I'm not doing that. It's just honest, it's because of my day job. I have to go work. I have to do my regular job so that I can afford to make content and continue to do things with my car. So I hope you guys understand. Sorry for the delay. This should have been done already. It will be done. I promise I'm going to try to do this by Christmas. And thank you for if you're a subscriber. Thank you. If you're not, please subscribe. Like my videos, watch my previous videos. I have some pretty good DIYs. I've got some really bad DIYs. I am going to continue or make another video driving to LA, and I'll probably be driving through snow as I go down through the Cascades, I-5 until I get to Northern California. So look for that coming after this video. And then after that video, I'll probably have the Christmas video where we're changing control arms. Thank you guys for hanging in there. I promise you we're going to do this, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.